Hello everyone. In this video we will talk about tuple data type. A tuple is a sequence of immutable Python objects. Immutable means it cannot be changed. Tuples are sequences just like lists. The difference between tuples and lists are that tuples cannot be changed, unlike lists, and tuple use parentheses, whereas lists use square brackets. Here we have 5 examples of how we can create a tuple. The first one is a very simple one, just like list. Instead of square brackets, we are using here parentheses. And the second one is we can also remove parentheses. They are not mandatory. And the third one is an example of an empty tuple. And the fourth one is an example of a single element tuple. As you can see, we need to provide this comma here, otherwise it will be converted to an integer type. And the last one is how we can create a tuple using a list. So let's see how we can create a tuple and some basic operations. Here I am creating a tuple, and then I will put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As you can see, our tuple has been created. We can print this tuple using this. We can also access tuple elements like we used to do in lists. Like if we want to, the third element of the tuple, we'll say print 4. However, we cannot change an element. Like let's say assign 1 to it, then it will show that tuple object does not support item assignment. It means that we cannot change a value of a tuple. We cannot change it directly, but there is a trick to do that. The trick is, first we will convert a tuple to a list, then we will change the element, and then we will again convert that list to a tuple. So let's see how we can do that. I will make a list, and then I will convert that tuple into a list. Convert it. Now I will use this. Now the value has been changed, and then again I will convert this list to a tuple. We can also access elements of a tuple using negative indexes. For example, if I type tup -1, then it will print 5, means the last element. And if I say tup -4, then it will print the second element. So the counting begins from this end, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and so on. We can also merge values of two tuples, like if I create one more tuple, and if I merge these tuples into a second one, tup plus tup1, then you can see we have created a new tuple which has the values of both these tuples. Most of the operation that we perform on list can also be performed on a tuple, like min, max, length. Only those functions which can modify a tuple cannot be performed, because as we have already told you that a tuple cannot be changed. So next is we are going to perform this operation, and our task is given an integer n and n space separate integers as input. Create a tuple t of those n integers, then compute and print the result of hash t. Hash of t can be used to generate an hash of any object. For example, This is the hash value of tuple 1 and 2. Hash can be used to compare two values because if two numeric values are same, however they are of different type, then still the hash value of both the numbers will be same. So our object is, first we need to fetch an input number from user, then we will say input, then we will get another input from user which will be a string of space separated integers. Then we will split this by default using space, or we can also provide the space here, but it is optional because the default value is a space. Then we need to convert this array into, or list I say, into a tuple. So first we will convert all the numbers into integer, because when we use the split function, the values still remains in the string format. So I will use list comprehension for converting this into a list. So I will say integer I for I in input, and then we will use square brackets to convert this into a list, and then we will convert this into a tuple t. Next we need to limit the length of this list according to this number n. So what we will do here, we will use this method. This will create a sub list from this list from the initial condition because this is a missing argument, and to the value n. I will show you the example what is happening here. As you can see, we have a list which has 5 elements. Suppose we only need first 3 elements, then we will do one thing. We will use this and then 3 at the end of it, 3. As you can see, only the first 3 elements are fetched, or we can also assign this to another variable like this, and then we will have a list A of 3 elements only. That's what I am doing here. I am limiting this list according to this input value. And the next is we need to apply the hash function on t, and then we will print it here, print. Yes. So let's try to run this. So let's say 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's execute this one more time. We'll say 3, and then I will provide 4. As you can see, the hash value for both of the operations are same. However, the input provided was not the same. Hash is same because we have provided the integer 3 here, and then we provided 4 elements. So our function is working like that it is truncating this portion because we have provided 3 only here. So we will only keep these 3 numbers, and we will truncate the data available after this. We can make this program more short, like cutting this from here, then we will and it will still work as same. 2, 1, 2. Yes. So this is all for this video. Thanks for watching.